G'day and welcome to my garage. Oh, that's coming up nice. So let's see how much I've taken off so far. The raw blank, well not the blank itself, but fitted was 46.8 off the faceplate. It is now 45, so just under 2 mil. I just want to get rid of that and possibly down to a 5 mil removal. So 41.8, we'll say 42. Alright, I'll continue on. Now we should be down to around 42 point, well I wanted 5 off, so 44, 44.8, 44.6, something like that. 5 off, 41, 41.8 I should say. What are we down to? 42.6. 41.8, 0.2. What have we got? 0.2, 0.8 to go after this. So we're getting close. Okay, we should be down to approximately, measuring it, I want to go to 42, approximately. $41.95, so close enough for what I need this for. I'll say these brackets, this clamp I got off, I got out of one of Gingery's books. I'm very happy with it. It worked extremely well. Very simple, but works well. Well, I've had to remount this assembly back on the faceplate because I faced it off this face parallel to the bottom, this being the top, and I forgot I wanted to run the base so that where are we? So this is the end that has the 90-degree chamfer that sits on the raised section of the bed, the 90-degree raised section. So I want this base to make contact on the 90-degree raised section and the opposite corner, not to sit flat on the bed itself. That way when it's tightened down, it's tightened down on the back contact surface and the 90-degree raised section. My tool post is done that way. So I've had to remount this. I've made a 1mm gap on the raised side. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay. That's got that surface done. I need to machine the other side, the front face of this body, and this needs to be mounted to the faceplate. Some standoffs put across here or mounted here to support this against the faceplate, clearing this boss. Now, Gingery's book mentions putting a second hole directly opposite on the ring. Problem with that is still out of balance, and he does mention that. He puts a lump of aluminium or steel on the other side to counterbalance it. I thought, why do that? Why not just balance this statically? Find the point of balance, which is pretty much there, and I've got to drill and screw, drill and thread through the back anyhow, which will be a blind hole, so I'll do it this way. And we'll then see what the balance is like on the faceplate. Mounting it to the faceplate's got to be central also. There's an imbalance in that. So anyhow, I'll try this and see how it goes. Catch you later. I'm facing off the front. This face has to be slightly lower than the fingers. That's number one. It's not going to fit. It's not going to fit there either. This is the lowest of the three, so I only just want to clear the top of the fingers. Okay, here we go. Oh, and if you recall, just a little bit earlier I said I did the mounting screw holes in the back for the balance of the body itself, so that the balance is good. That was my finger. The balance is good, but it's out of centre. Gingery had it opposing and mentioned that yeah, if you wanted to machine the inside and the outside, then you'd have to centre it. I'm not going to machine the inside or outside. I may have liked to have machined the inside a little bit, but I'll probably hit that with a file. I don't mind the rougher look. Bit of blood there. All right. A long way to go. Two. I know what it is. Stupid. It won't fit because there's a burr. Okay, that's on the same level now. Two. That should be three. So that is above. It's slightly above. And it's about the same, a little bit lower. All right, let's take just a little bit more off. Take 10th thou off. We'll see what happens. I've just refitted the chuck temporarily. I need to hold the steady rest in the correct position, centralised position, so I can mark out, well, measure the distance, not mark out. Measure the distance in here, because I knew I was going to have this gap because I machined a heap off here, 5 or 6 millimeters. And I want to machine the base of this off, one, so that I've got a nice surface to mount to the lower block, body block, but also see if I can pick up some of this surface here, so we get a 3-point contact. But we'll see how we go. So yeah, I've got some 6mm 75 by 6 flat bar that I can fit in here to fill up the gap. So we'll just put a depth gauge in there, and what do we got? 3.8. So that's 2.2 millimeters. I can take off that main body. 3.8, 4, yeah, it's 2.2. Okay. Now I'll just take the chuck off and refit the collet chuck with the face plate, and take off, what did I say? 2.2, so less 2.2. If I don't write it down, I'll forget. Okay. That's it for now. I'm just doing my final clean-up pass. I know the finish won't be great because I haven't made a carriage clamp for this yet. So the whole cutting business vibrates a fair bit. Notwithstanding the vibration, it's a little bit there in the assembly on the face plate. So that finished. I'll have to file this off. I know I get a crown in it, a little bit of a slight crown. It only has about 1 or 2 thou in it. That's because the carriage, I think it's because the carriage isn't locked. So I have to make some carriage, make a carriage clamp. But that's come up nice. So this operation, this part of the operation is finished. If you'll notice, I've got an extra clamp and a weight. That was just to counterweight the assembly itself. It ran reasonably well. Had a little bit of vibration in it, but that wasn't affecting that. anyhow, I will continue on. The drill press, the second drill press makes an excellent tapping machine. I must do a crank on the top of this one, so I only need to crank it rather than doing it this way. The task now is to drill through the finger and the main body, tap the main body to 6mm thread, drill the finger to 6mm, and then using long bolts through the whole thing, a washer at the top onto that, double nut underneath, and then the double nut will bring it up with a washer, will bring it up, and this will bring it down. This washer I made about 3mm thick, off-centered, drilled it, so I had a larger. It's a 20mm washer. It gave me a larger contact with that finger to lock it in place. So, but to drill it, I now need to get it square with the drill bench, the drill press. So I just need to rotate this best you can. And now over to the drill press to drill through that. And then do the same with the other twos. After I drill them out to bolt size, tap the 3, put it together, and I'm finished. Yeah, it's good. Alright, I'll bring you back later. Okay, we're at final assembly of the Gingery Steady Rest. I've already assembled these two. Start that again. That's the 3 fingers fitted. The reason for this plate is because I had a hollow in the block, and I didn't have this flat section on the round in the template, so I wanted to create that flat in case I wanted to maybe put a 3rd screw in there. I'm still tossing up on that, and that was the first thing I wanted to achieve, was a flat area right across there, and I wanted to have a flat area for this mounting bolt, T-bolt. So that's why the 6mm plate. There was no real reason to do it. There was no real need to do it. It's just that it machined up better that way. Do it every time. Don't tighten the first one until they're all in place. Now we can tighten them all. Cheap, crappy Allen keys. Okay, we've got to put the 90°, the second half of the 90° V in. That's it, finished. I do have a nut, T-nut somewhere, or bolt. Okay, that's it, finished. Gingery Steady Rest, with a modification to the base to fit a more modern Chinese mini lathe. Alright, next see you when I mount this on the lathe. Catch you then. Well, it's mounted and it works. There's no play in it. Fingers are nice and tight. I'm just running those fingers in a little bit with a bit of oil. The only thing I would comment poorly on it is, and it's not a design fault of Gingery's at all, but I would suggest making these bolts with a larger head on it, so you just do them up by finger tight, because as far as these fingers being tensioned correctly, well, once you've run it down to finger tight, it doesn't even have to be that, it's only to stop this shaft from moving or to adjust the height or to and fro, but you should be able to do that by finger easily, and then locking the three fingers in place with the small cap screws and offset washers. Once these three cap screws and offset washers are locked in, that shaft's never going to move. So yes, it's something you can grab. You can do this with the spanner, I agree, with the right size spanner. You can do this with the spanner, but would have been nicer with something you can twist by finger. This guard is a nuisance. Not only for this, it's for a lot of things. It's a nuisance. One day when I set this lathe up properly, I'll be getting rid of this back guard. It gets in the way too much. It's the Steady Rest is very sturdy. The lathe's only sitting on 4 other feet, but it's very sturdy. I like it. Took a lot to make it, but it was an interesting project. I'll see you later. The Steady Rest is fitted and adjusted. I'm just going to finish off start again. What's that silly thing called? Center drill. Okay, the Steady Rest is fitted and adjusted. The chuck's tight. I'm just going to finish off doing the center. Just finishing off doing the center drill. Okay. Well, still about a foul play in that, but it does work. But I'm very happy with that. They've come up nice. Come up beautiful. Okay, that's it for this one.